TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Oh, I think Vince looks on all of his talent as that talent as
Separate.
yes, as of today, that special talent, and everything that's happened in the past with that, I think it's on a second level compared to the talent that can make him money and fit into his program.
I don't know. I think that Vince is the world's biggest mark for wrestling, which is a good thing. I always believe that when Vince watched me wrestle in Wembley and stuff like that.
Vince watched you wrestle. Not to interrupt you, when Vince watched you wrestle, he saw a guy that can do this not only tonight, but tomorrow night, the next night, the next night, the next night, the next night.
Vince is there's a little kid in him that watched wrestling all his life. Vince is an expert on wrestling. And I know for a fact that the match I had at Wembley Stadium blew Vince away. He couldn't get all that. I think that's how I got the title. That's how I got everything I got.
Right.
It was out of that match, I think. Vince was a big mark for my wrestling ability. He's a businessman, and he's almost like a wrestling historian, a wrestling expert. And he can see things, and Vince has got a great mind for wrestling. And I think my relationship with Vince is, I have an okay relationship with Vince. I regret a lot of things that happened near the end, but I know that there wouldn't be Bret Hart if it wasn't for Vince McMahon. I'm glad to say, I think, Ray, I can say that I feel that there's a respect both ways, and I think, I wish, I hope that maybe over the years that I can, have a better relationship with Vince. I hate to say that I believed in Vince McMahon and I believed in wrestling, and everything that happened with me and Vince was something that I always saw myself working for him. I'm the kind of guy that would have jumped in front of the train for Vince. I love the wrestling business much the same way he does, and I feel bad about things that happened, and I don't know what to do to change them any more than I have. I think that, I learned from my stroke that you can't keep carrying it around. You can't carry around a lot of hard feelings every day. You're better off, just, trying to find the good in people. I think Vince is a businessman, and he has a certain way of doing things that have always been paid off for him. And you can't change that. That's the way he's always been. But Vince is the king of wrestling, and I respect him for that. And I think that when I was in WCW, I could tell that these guys don't know what they're doing. They have no idea what pro wrestling is, where it's going, what to do with it. But Vince McMahon does, and I only hope, I guess, that Vince is always kind of behind the steering wheel of wrestling, at least until the next guy comes along. I wish in some ways I could have been the next guy for him. I wish I could be contributing to him in the business today, but I don't see that happening right now. So I have a lot of respect for him, but I don't know where it goes from there.